Welcome, acolytes. Today I am reacting to You Guys Just Won't Stop Doing This to Me, and it's from who else than the legend himself, Muda. He already looks so nice, so this isn't even, probably not even a bad video. Wait, I'm asking something to drink for me. Good enough. And I hope it's a positive one. I need this today, so let's just start. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification button, and show me and Muda some love. Let's start.
Else, you know what I love about my audience? We all just have a lot of fun, and you all never listen to me. A couple days ago, I made a video that performed pretty well.
Yes, this problem. By the way, I am actually quite happy that my audience, actually those that come on a regular basis, or certainly, yeah, more or less, are actually listening to me. So I cannot say I have that problem. Quite happy about it, by the way, because, well, I like it. It's that simple. But damn.
Where I talked about, literally people making AI videos of me. And quite honestly, what did I expect? The audience loves to meme around, and basically everyone has been taking still images of me and AIing the heck out of me at this point, where I honestly feel like at this point, you know what, we all can just be replaced in the future, okay? But honestly, today's video has some pretty scary implications, because researching more into this rabbit hole has shown me just how scary the future is actually going to be in terms of misinformation, and honestly, how wild some of our video games might actually end up being too. So obviously on the Some Ordinary Gamers Reddit, tons...
By the way, I agree with him. AI is getting really, and I might add, fascinatingly good. And I mean really good. Scary good. At actually copying a human being. And it's not even that it's that good right now, because at the end of the day, it's actually, for me, for someone who actually is in this and just looks at this, I can tell the difference between AI and non-AI, or at least I think like 99.999% of pictures that are made by AI are pretty clear AI. Especially if you look at the freaking hands, those still aren't fixed from my knowledge. Or basically they're way better than they were, but still not 100%. But at the end of the day, normal people, they don't know. They literally don't know. That's the problem. That's a really big problem. So, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, what can you do if it is what it is?
Of individuals, who have been posting things about me have basically said, oh no, Muda was assassinated. Oh boy, what a spell in there. Who did it? Who went back in time while Muda was taking the thumbnail photo and killed him? There are troll pastas and stuff that I've read with more punctuational stuff going on. Now, obviously, people have taken a clip of me sleeping in Minecraft for 6 months, which is actually a thing, by the way. Yes, it was an enjoyable experience, and in the background, you can see I have my Minecraft mansion. Now, this is Luma Dreams AI, and quite honestly, it's going to feel like a fucking fever dream. Because let's play and see exactly what happens to me. So I wake up, look around, I get sent down into the ether, and the mansion confuses the AI and turns it into a standard real estate office that you would find in some douchey place in Southern California, okay? Luxury real...
This is actually quite beautiful. I'm gonna be honest, like, this looks so fake, but it looks so fake. Like, No, I think people believe this. I honestly, by effing everything I stand for, I believe that people just believe this. Or I think people believe this. Because belief isn't the word for that. I am sorry, I am just tired today. I don't believe, I think that people actually believe this. And it's worrying in the best of times. This isn't a nice thing to happen, just to be completely honest. But well.
Guilty stuff. Actual human beings have been put in, and yes, the AI freaked out. Muda absolutely losing his mind over his virtual machine being breached. They're more secure than you think. It's not going to happen. So here it is, me jumping back, flipping around, losing my limbs, by the way, getting possessed, turning Asian, and then finally I become the completionist with what I believe to be a dick in my mouth at some point. Yeah, this is actually...
I tried to resist, but after... Come on, mate. This looks disgusting, to be honest, and it's just, okay, but oof.
actually downright scary. Any frame of this you can grab and dig out one of the juiciest thumbnails imaginable. He progressively gets older as the video goes on. Yeah, I aged 50 years in the span of 10 seconds in this clip. Muda cannot escape. He is forever trapped in his own box for eternity. So here you can see me just sitting down on my computer, and bam, I look back, flip around, turn around, and boom, all of a sudden, I have switched entire races at this point. So here I'm looking...
As funny as this sounds, this is actually quite freaking... This is disgusting. This is really... Like, this should actually be illegal, to be honest. Damn! I mean, I would have respect for it if this was some kind of, like, a person actually doing the stuff themselves, like just recording and cutting and doing that stuff. But this, what the fuck?
You know, a little bit Albanian, I would say. My office has kind of shifted a little bit. This, you know how last time we talked about this, I was like, oh, wowie, the background, yo, really well done. Yeah, I think I'm full of shit here, boys. I gotta eat some crow because, boy, oh boy, this thing shifts like no tomorrow. There are realities that are bent less than this, animes that make more sense. Who is Muda talking to? Is he stupid? Now, I think the AI jacked up Indian to like max 5,000. Here you've got the, you know, laughing Muda har TikTok meme. And of course, here's me turning into full India. It actually has converted the Grand Theft Auto map I had in the background into an actual world map of the United States. Or the world, sorry, not the US. So you can see that's Los Santos. I had a map of Los Santos up on the wall. And of course, the AI looks at this for a second and says, no. Los Santos doesn't exist.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Exists, and
oh, look at his eyes. Oh, damn. Oh, the man looks possessed. Oh my, oof. Okay. Oh.
Actually, you can see the African continent, South Africa. And of course, I believe that's supposed to be Asia. I don't know what the fuck is going on down here. It can't even build a map right, for crying out loud.
Muda, look at this face. This is unnatural. Come on, mate.
This, on the other hand, this is what you see in your nightmares, okay?
Yes.
Somehow I look fatter than usual. And yeah, somehow it actually was like, all right, he doesn't look Indian enough. Let's jack the stereotypes to a higher level. Futa, Muda's alter ego, finally revealed. No, he's not stupid. It's worse, he's Canadian. Oh no, it's worse, he's Indian. Somebody says this is horrifying. That's actually true. You know, the whole thing about this is, it is a fever dream. There's a reason why they call this shit Dreams AI. I created something. Oh, did you now? Did you create it? Or was it AI that did it? Don't lie. Don't lie about it. I can catch you when you're lying. So here I am just sitting around, kind of mumbling a little bit. And what do you know? I switched races. I don't know. I switched my face a little bit. Somehow I brought out a manual for no reason. That's interesting. That's funny. And of course, as you can see, ooh, I transform into the ether. I'm flying around outside my window. And now it cuts to an actual, like, European street scene with SWAT agents getting ready. I'm digging out guns, books. I don't even know if I'm the same person anymore. But yeah, this is supposed to be a dream. And honestly, I'll tell you right now, I actually have dreams like this. So this is surreal to see as I'm completely 100% lucid in my own body right now looking at this. Why did Muda do this? Okay, so this is just me sitting down, vibing, looking at my phone. And boy, oh boy, what you're about to see might shock you. So here I am just chilling. I got a little foxtail going on. Now I turned Asian. it's like me and Sneeko had a baby. And I'm looking at a fucking fox right now.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Now, eye to eye. What is going on here, man? What is this? Why even? Oh, see, everyone else is saying that's Muda after he fused with Sneeko. Sneeko horror. Oh my god. Did bro turn into Donald Glover? No, I think I'll take the Sneeko diss more than that, actually. We'll stop right there. Who knew Muda was a furry? I mean, I just saw myself with a foxtail not too long ago, but here I am, just vibing. Got my chair right over here, just chilling. Looking right in. I don't know why I can't get the face right. It's literally, like, look at that. It turned me into a nut bar here. What is this?
This is... Oh my... Why?
This. And for some reason, it's turning my office or my bedroom into like an office table here. Again, I'm telling people to sit down. It made me a little muscular, running around, definitely lost some weight. And now I've turned into a doge. This is insanity. This actually, you can't even describe what people are watching here. It's crazy. I like seeing har happy. So here I got my actual games in the back. All right, you know, it's just me sitting around minding my own business. And you can see if you look carefully, I have absolutely, like, on my actual shirt, it's just amalgamating the logo. I've got a weird face right over here. And of course, I don't know what I'm holding, but as you can see, the games just keep elongating. So the background tries to maintain cohesion, but it's not perfect, obviously. It's just trying to basically repeat and smear and copy what it's seeing. And I don't know what happened to my face, but I just... I look like I belong somewhere very special is all I'm going to say. The chair finally broke. After 3 good years of wear and tear, the chair finally broke. You know, I saw this clip of Asmongold, apparently, talking about, you know, he only spends like 1% of what he makes. Sometimes you just gotta use things until it's run to the ground. You know, this chair is way beyond its last legs. But I ain't going to Costco until this thing breaks and, like, falls into nothing.
Know the feeling. Exactly the same. Yep.
Till it disintegrates, I'm keeping the office chair, okay? You gotta use things that you buy. You can't just throw them out and just buy the most expensive stuff. You gotta learn to be smart with your money. I'm not saying frugal, be smart with it. That's where I agree with Asmongold. But I also think that he's rich enough to buy Molly maid services every once in a while, okay? You know it and I know it, Asmongold. We got this. But here, you know, you got me just minding my own business, chair breaks. I turn into Drake all of a sudden. I got like 3 fucking legs. I've got 3 legs. I don't know what I am. Am I Ricky Berwick and Drake mixed together with me? Like, this is beyond psycho. I've got 4 legs. This is insane. Bro got turned into Drake. Dude, I swear to God, I'm not even reading the comments. We're all on the same wavelength. We're all the same level of loopy here, boys. Now, to give an idea, this is just like one AI, right? And obviously, the Luma Dream Machine is crazy. You know, if you ask it Will Smith eating spaghetti, this is what it thinks of with Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than the wild shit that we saw a long time ago. Now, of course, you know, one of the things with this kind of stuff is AI is growing in so many weird ways that, you know, recently there is something known as Suno AI, which literally you can go in here, type whatever you want, any prompt, and it'll actually start creating songs for you. And the thing about it...
Damn! That's... interesting. I don't even know what to say about this. Never heard of this, by the way. Is it any good, though?
Some of these songs are actually relatively decent, okay? Some of them are actually fun songs that you could put in the background. So, you know, we're sitting at a point in human society where anybody with a computer can literally make artistic pieces, whether it be video, whether it be audio, whether it be scripts, whether it be research, AI in various forms exists. And for the most part, I would say it can be clever chatbots and software that reinterprets training data that it has analyzed through the course of years. But again, we're kind of at an early stage, right? That's where I really want to state. And again, looking at this kind of stuff a year ago, if you showed me Suno AI, I wouldn't believe it, okay? You probably would have seen like a very early version that could put together, small little melodies. Now we're at a point where it can actually put together, minute, 2-minute long songs with apparently lyrics as well, too. It's an insane thing, and people are using it. You've got entire songs with 2 million something plays and thousands upon thousands of updates in the situation. So clearly people are using it. And, whether you're an artist and you think this isn't right, the problem is, I agree with you. I agree that people who are creative artists, people who work in these fields and produce music.
Before he's gonna freaking continue, I also agree with him. I agree fully that an artist, that this is just unnatural. This is a step in the really wrong direction. The problem with this is that most people just don't give a F. And that's something that I personally dislike. Because, I'm gonna be honest, I despise AI being used like this. I truly despise it. But at the end of the day, if I despise it, but 1,000 more people like it, I have no chance. If it's 1,000 to 1, we just effed by that. And I hope that by some miracle, some effing how, we actually get together and say, well, okay, this AI bollocks just isn't worth it, but I doubt it. I hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Video games, movies, television shows, write scripts, they have a reason to exist. Even with videos that I've done, videos where you bring people on a research, you bring researchers, you bring script writers, you create jobs in that capacity. But we're not far off from a world where somebody, even a YouTuber, could type into an artificial intelligence and say, hey, can you do this so-and-so research for me? And maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, you might have a situation where a lot of those hour-long video essays that exist on YouTube can actually be co-written with an artificial intelligence and thus eating away at the jobs of script writers or anything.
Yep.
And here's the thing, even if you disagree with it, technology and progress, unfortunately, marches forward. And the problem with that is, even when you have situations where like entire unions fight against this stuff, as this technology evolves, the companies that write the checks for these artistic individuals, whether they be Disney, whether they be Microsoft, whether they be whoever, ultimately will probably choose generative AI if it means they can save money, and in their surveys or in their actual data.
That's true. And by the way, as I said, nobody cares about it. And at the end of the day, it will happen at one point. It is what it is. Sadly.
It shows that most people probably don't care, right? If most people watch an episode of Star Wars, like anything on Disney slop, and they find out, yeah, I enjoy this, and maybe it was half written by an artificial intelligence, and they don't fucking care because it's just part of a subscription service, it's something they have running on in the background, and they just don't care. This is unfortunately the way going into the future. Literally yesterday, NVIDIA actually became one of the most profitable companies in the world. In fact, the most profitable company in the world right now.
So, and by the way, what I totally forgot to say it. If I, as a total beginner, had actually the option of using AI and not paying for my stuff, what do you think I would do? As shitty as it sounds, but I could make my content way better by doing this. For the fans that actually watch me, just by using AI. And I didn't have to pay anyone extra for that. Doesn't this sound like something that sounds actually quite good? It sounds good. At the end, it's shitty, because as Muda had said, it destroys jobs. It destroys opportunities. It destroys creativity. But in the end, I cannot afford anyone to do this. If I had the option of paying, I don't know, $80 for something that could replace this, I would instantly do it. To be completely honest, I would do it. Especially if you have a neutral AI that actually doesn't do anything, like doesn't insert the AI's feelings about this. Because it's risky. If you're taking a human being in this is risky, no matter what you do. And normally I wholeheartedly prefer to actually working with someone, talking to them and saying, hey, how about this, exchanging ideas, and how can we do this? Can I somewhat support you? And or could you do this maybe you have something, just insert it. I mean, my avatar, my character, I had something a bit different in my mind. And the woman that actually drawn the Smiling Lich, as he is today, draw him exactly this way. And I was baffled. I was just blown away how about that, not even in my head. In my head I had a worse picture than what she made. And this is something that a lot of people that use AI won't ever have. Sadly.
So you can see that its market cap at the moment is 3.3 trillion. A little bit over Microsoft and a little bit over Apple. And the thing about it is this is huge. For a long time, NVIDIA was just a graphics card manufacturer. Now they don't just make graphics cards. They make actual GPUs designed for artificial intelligence work. You can see literally in February 2024, when they were giving their financial results, they weren't joking when they were talking about their revenues in the billions. Literally revenue up 265% from just a year ago. And again, what are they selling like crazy? Well, surprisingly, it is the H100 GPU. And if you don't know what the H100 GPU is, prepare for this one. You know how we complain about graphics card prices as fucking gamers? Now, this is the NVIDIA H100 80 gig graphic card, okay? So their price is $28,000, 138, okay?
Damn.
Dollars, sorry. That's from Asa Computers. And that's 36% off, motherfucker. The market price is 44 grand, okay? So if you want to complain about GPU prices with the 4090s and whatever the hell they're going to come up with the 5 series, this is a price. Obviously, companies pay for this, not the average person. So they're billing this for big corporations like Tesla, Microsoft, that can afford multiple blocks of GPUs at this price point. But the thing about it is, a GPU like this is designed for, actually being part of deep learning compute, which is literally the special sauce, the calculations, the methodology a lot of these background AIs use in order to generate, the tools that we use to make those goofy videos of me, or, make songs, or use things like ChatGPT. Now, what's wild is, even when it comes to gaming, one of the things that you may not have noticed from 5 months ago at CES 2024, literally it's got 10,000 views. You can actually see that Convey and NVIDIA partnered to basically make AI NPCs. So inside this little sushi stall of the future, this person can literally converse with actual NPCs. Now, the core, these are just chatbots, but they're chatbots that exist in a specific context. So this is the chef of a cyberpunk sushi restaurant. So when you talk and ask him about things in the background, this specific pot, the drinks in this vending machine, they can give a cogent response. And of course, it's not just NVIDIA making this. Even Ubisoft actually produced something known as the Neo NPCs. So NPCs that you can talk and build relationships with. So you might be thinking, whoa, this sounds sloppy. But just think about what you could do with something like this. Imagine when you're making an open world game like Cyberpunk 2077 2, whatever the sequel is going to be called. Imagine if CD Projekt Red decides, let's use generative AI to make multiple different storefronts at a fraction of the time. So instead of overworking a graphic designer or somebody at their company to make 90 individual restaurants, they can make, a couple restaurants and use that framework to build the remaining restaurants in the world. And maybe they'll have small different changes and whatnot, but generally that can be used to save time. Now imagine filling these places with NPCs and actually having them talk and respond as actual NPCs. Now obviously your core characters in a video game will have handwritten dialogue, but imagine somebody on the street that you could just go up to, hit the talk button, and they can actually engage in a conversation with you. That might be something super interesting for people to see. Now obviously this could come with serious issues, like imagine if they implemented this and all of a sudden every single player game required you to connect to the internet and converse with a server. That would be very expensive for a lot of these big game companies. So maybe down the road with certain hardware, you might have to be running these things locally. So if you know NVIDIA, they actually have a chat RTX function where you can download a little program, and as long as you have a 30 or 40 series card, you can actually sit down and chat with, an actual local version of chatbots software on your system, all running on your graphics card. So obviously this isn't the only way to do it, but I think a lot of these companies really want to offload the processing all the way to local computers. And then one day use that processing.
And by the way, this makes sense. It's basically that they don't have to pay for the servers at this point, or at least like not as much as it would be if they just ran everything at the same time. It's of course unrealistic that every PC could do it, because this is a lot of resources that go for it. But I mean, makes total sense to me, at least. I repeat the following thing: I still don't like it, but I understand it. And I also understand that you cannot stop it, sadly. It's just, okay.
To assist with video games, or really any form of creative task. Now, I think we're at a real weird situation in life where I think a lot of people are genuinely scared. For one, the weird implication that this kind of stuff can make misinformation super easy down the road. Imagine in the future if war footage is shared on the internet and nobody's recording Arma 3 anymore. Like, they're actually going into these prompts and telling it, generate me drone footage of a blown up city. And now that's used in information cultural warfare over Twitter and various social media websites, right? Literally the other fucking day, Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game that has so much controversy right now. Tons of grifty accounts online fell for this one fucking person lying about their, credentials as a Japanese university historian expert. Even though it took 5 seconds to Wayback Machine their account and figure out, oh, they were just some random white guy from, some part in Indiana, okay, some random dude on the internet. And even if you took their Japanese, name, put it into, the Tokyo University or whatever university they claim to be, you couldn't even find that person. See, people don't even want to do the bare minimum of research. Nobody wants to do even 5 minutes of research. But they'll believe anything an account says. Now imagine with generative AI, taking the extra steps to, bulletproof this account and make it look even more legitimate. You could actually go beyond just goofing on Assassin's Creed Shadows and turn it into serious misinformation. Imagine an actual piece of misinformation suddenly showing up on national news, international news, spreading like wildfire. And it was not until the actual bomb blows that people start correcting themselves. That's a serious issue, and that's something that I think people need to watch out for going forward. I'm not so worried about people taking weird images of me and turning them into weird AI dream factories. I think that's fucking hilarious. I am, however, worried about what happens down the road when some random person has AI porn of them just randomly flying around multiple social media fronts. And it's so good to a point where honestly trying to debunk it costs a lot more time and reputation than one could imagine. At the same time, I'm excited for how games could be more immersive. But at the same time, I'm worried because in the same industry that I try to prop up and I try to fight for, that industry could absolutely be taken over by the prospect of maximizing profits and cutting out as many jobs as somebody could imagine. It is actually one of the scariest worlds that we live in. And the thing is, the people that hold the power, at least commercially, the big companies, they know exactly what they want. And no matter how much bitching and protesting that we put up as individuals, won't ultimately matter to any of them. The only thing that can actually make the world of the future somewhat reasonable is if you talk to your governments right now and actually try implementing at least some sort of government safeguards to prevent serious abuse of this kind of technology. Look,
he's correct about that, and I despise the fact that I agree with him on this. I honestly am just... Oh... But yes, he's actually correct about it. Sadly. But he is.
Look, once Pandora's box is opened, you can't close it. You can't just reverse this clock. You can't just prevent advancements from happening. It will happen. The only thing you can do is make sure people are safe, people are protected, and at least we all can agree and regulate ourselves before this shit gets way too out of hand. But that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Do what the man says. And do it. And just don't think about it too hard. I hope I didn't put in, or me and Muda didn't put the fear of God in your heart, but damn it. Good night.